Welcome to Kill Team Casuals, the podcast recorded in 3 different time zones by 3 different guys who can't get their act together to be there at the same time. This episode is a mess. You're welcome. Well, we are back. It's been a big spring break. And so much. Spring break has gotten so out of hand that we've lost someone.
Ben's still hibernating. Ben's still asleep in a cave. He's frozen over like a goddamn cricket or a bear. I don't think bears freeze over, so I'm going to go with cricket. He is frozen over. He is currently frosty, and no one's waking that sucker up. He's not coming out. He's like that woodchuck. Is it a woodchuck or a chipmunk that they go and see? And they say...
I just really like Ben, the new nickname, Ben the frozen cockroach. Like, that's...
Ben the frozone cockroach.
Frozone cockroach.
He's like that, that woodchuck that comes out and he goes, shake your tail and tell if it's 2 more years of winter, Ben. And then Ben just...
it's the groundhog.
That's the one. Ben's the groundhog. Ben has decided American, not to show up.
We'd know it. We would have known that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if Ben was here, he'd be able to automatically correct that. But sadly, as per previous notes, Ben is hibernating because he's a groundhog.
But we do have a Russ from GFN Gaming who's here, which is great.
The ground rat is still here. And we still have everyone's favorite Threes to Wound. I was trying to do that Rhys Threes to Wound, but I lost it again. It's Rhys from Threes to Wound.
It's the people's champ from last season's Legions of Russ.
Oh, he's just a sexy boy.
That's been just on repeat at my house for a long time. My wife's gone insane because of it. There was arguments about whether or not it was true. But look...
just recarpeted the entire place in red carpets just because that's what the king deserves.
The king wants. Exactly.
And what the king wants, the king gets.
I must admit, we've had this break. The first thing I need to touch on is we have had a little bit of a break, and that's why it was important. We got something on the tape machine today, but we have had a lot of people very excited, already preemptively ready for season 2, having mini pre-seasons, if you will, for Legions of Russ. Is there any sneak peeks, anything people a little bit? We can have a bit of a play of that later in the episode, but people should look forward to? Is anything new?
Well, there's going to be some new stuff. I think we talked about it a while ago, but it's so long ago, I'm just going to go into it again. So for season 2, we're going to be mixing things up a little bit. I want to include community riddles. So that you guys listening at home, if you want to confound and confuse your very own Groundhog Ben and Rhys in this Legions of Russ season 2, you can... I've not figured out the format. So basically, I need to be able to give the guys clues. So basically, I'm going to have to ask you to submit it to me. I'll shout out my Discord or something. If you already got me on Discord, just send it to me. But send it so that you explain it to me, so that if I need to explain it to the guys, I can. Otherwise, we might just have a pass if it comes without, like, if I'm lost, if I don't have a lot of them, and I'm like, it's a community one, I just read it out and there's no follow-up clues and I don't understand it. It's going to be, can you get it? If not, pass, and we'll just move on. But yeah, if you can give it with concise clues so that a fool, this guy, can read it out to 2 more fools, those guys.
One of these guys,
and
right here.
Understand it. One of that guy right there. But we're going to do that. I think we'll also get some more Legions of Russ. We've got a legionary of Russ who's still yet to come on.
Oh, yes.
I believe he might have talked about, and this is all secondhand through the groundhog, he might have mentioned running Legions of Russ so that I can myself compete again and obviously win, 100% win. I'm going to throw down my undefeated record.
Your strike rate is ridiculous.
I know, it's 1 for 1. So maybe we do that. It's all up for grabs, but yeah, certainly community riddles. We're going to spice up the scoring a little bit. So we're going to change the way it's scored slightly, just to give it. Does that
mean Ben will stop cutting my lunch? Because obviously part of my preseason was I went back and watched the tape, and I watched back on the old episodes. I think Ben owed me at least 50% of his score, at least.
Well, I think we should refer to Joe's score sheets. I'm sure in
Yes,
there
the
it says everything
stats.
we need to do.
Thank you to
The
Joe.
main
They were
thing.
unreal. I
Oh yeah,
studied
they were
those as
actually really
well.
fun to watch.
They were really good.
The main thing that I took away was the amount of failed shots that Ben had. I'm not, you know what? I debated putting something in that would punish a failed shot, but I'm not that. I knew that would only punish Ben, and he already gets so angry that I didn't want to give him too much fuel. So
We still
I'm
wanted
not
to
going to
play.
do that. Yeah, exactly. I want it to be fun for Ben, so I was going to punish like if you guess too many, but I think no. So basically, guessing without clues is 2 points still. But if you get a partial clue, it goes to 1, but that reduces the total score up for grabs, basically. So basically, reduces the score that you can get to 1 if it was no guesses. So then, if it then goes to clues, 1 point is up for grabs, and if you guess a half, it's a half point, and that reduces the score again to a half point. So basically, a partial guess without clues is as good as a full guess with clues, basically.
I like that. Yep. So you're still rewarding the deciphering of it, which is good.
Yes.
We somehow need to incorporate a phone a friend, I feel.
That would be epic.
It's like
I don't know how the hell that would work.
Discord chat of
you know what?
Yeah,
that would be cool. It'd be cool to do a live one and have everyone in the Discord. Just tell them when we're going to be recording a Legions of Russ, and we can have. Oh, but they will get it. Well, I wonder if they would get it quicker than you guys.
100%.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was trying to be kind there. I was like, would they get it? I wonder if I know they will. Like we've got a couple of snipers.
Yeah, I've watched the tape back. Yeah, that will be just fine. They will be participating a-okay.
Oh yeah.
We're going to talk a little bit later as well. We're going to finally get around to. We're going to do some Ben's book club while Ben's not here. So we've got
because we realize it was October, so it's been 21 days into November because of how our little spring break, woo! That's me flashing my breasts because it's spring break. Woo!
Get them out.
Yeah, because we missed spring break for the last 3 weeks that we haven't actually had the Ben's book club. So we probably needed to pick the next book. You know, I tell you what, I'm getting straight into it now. Maybe we'll save it. But I know you've been reading the most recent Siege of Terror book, as have I. So maybe we can touch on that in Ben's book club.
Get our grubby mitts all over it. So it has been spring break, and obviously, apart from getting your boobs out on the beach, what have you been? What have you been working on the
here,
model
Michael?
front?
Up here. On the model front, well, I don't know if you can actually see, and because this is going to be all audio, you won't be able to, but I managed to paint nothing, well, a bit of Kill Team. I've finished my entire Marvel Crisis Protocol kit.
Oh, wow, the starter box, yes.
Yeah, I finished the starter set. I went through a fugue state of painting, and I finished them all. And the terrain, so I'm basically good to roll on Marvel Crisis Protocol, which is quite fun. I've got a mate who's been loving the Batman miniature game.
I have heard very little.
Oh, well, you know what? I've heard not a lot either, but he was raving about it. And I know he likes card games that mix in with kind of miniature games and dice. But it sounds really interesting.
Underworld's kind of shenanigans where you have like a...
Yeah, but he it's kind of like that, but he hates G-dubs, basically. So we've got nothing G-dubs. We're not allowed to play anything G-dubs. Apart from old games that they've discontinued, they're allowed. It feels like they're because they're untouched.
Specific hate. Such specific.
Yeah. He's really channeling it. But so he plays 6th edition Warhammer Fantasy. So I think my first ever game on the channel for Warhammer Fantasy is against Phil. And he really wants to play some Batman. Some of the models look amazing. So I really wanted to get the Riddler kit. But apparently the cards are like each basically your cards are basically your objectives. So the game gets set up and each player is playing based on the squad a different game to the other person. So it's a really fancy idea. I really like it, but I've not played anything. So I thought cultural exchange. I will finish painting. You see what I did there? Finish painting together. I said finish.
Yes, close.
I will finish.
So close.
my Marvel Crisis kit, so that if we want to have a little DC Marvel exchange, I've at least got something to bring to the party.
Bringing them to the table, breaking bread over all
breaking
those
bread,
years. You make a
smoking
You're basically
the peace
making a
pipe.
crossover, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's oh my god, imagine that if we. I don't know how it would work, but that would be something special.
It sounds like
we
it's
played
borderline
both games together.
Well, what was happening with the Batman game anyway? He said he's basically playing. Each player's playing their own game anyway, so you can just bring
literally
Avengers,
play my own game,
and he's just getting other objectives. It'll be you don't know till you do it.
Don't interact. Don't interact at all during the game. Heaven. So the only other thing apart from that I've been doing is I finished painting 1,000 points of high elves for 1-page rules. Oh, I mean, fantasy old world. I'm kind of looking forward to Warhammer
Fingers
Fantasy
crossed,
old world, but soon. People have hinted that it might be coming in this Warhammer Fest thing that's happening mid-year.
Oh,
I don't know.
Okay.
I think that might be too soon for it. But I finished. So I did Teclis, Tyrion, 10 Sword Masters of Hoeth, 20 archers.
My favorite models, the
really the Sword Masters of Hoeth.
They're like just badasses. They just got like the Final Fantasy swords that are taller than their helmet.
Yeah, that whoosh.
And they just I love their lore. I think they're one of my favorite fantasy models for sure.
Yeah, it's a very cool army. So I got them painted and all finished up in time to have a couple of games of 1-page rules fantasy in the loo between obviously the old world returning thing it did to us.
Yes.
So what about you, Mike? What have you been clearing off your to paint pile? What have you been getting through?
Luckily, I have been a good boy. I have painted some Kill Team stuff. Not as much as I probably would have liked. So it was spring break. I was trying to branch out, refresh the palette a little bit. But I was doing the Ghazghkull or Ghazghkull, however you say it. I have
no idea.
Everyone knows what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
The Ghazghkull, those guys. So I've been painting them for here's my little medic here. Again, great for the audio guys out there. He's nearly done.
Nice.
So doing them for my Apollonian Rangers, which is my own little custom made little team.
Is that like an actual? Where did you come up with the name Apollonian?
I think I just heard it. I think to be honest, I literally think I was watching something to do with Troy, and then Apollo, and then something that followed me to Apollonian, which I think is like something that they did use
of Apollo.
Apollonian, and then I always like the term Rangers for like a little army unit. I think that's really cool.
It's a cool name.
It could have even been the Roughnecks from Starship Troopers. I did think about the Apollonian.
Rhys's Roughnecks.
Rhys's Roughnecks. But I held back. On that. I also been doing the breaches, the navy breaches as well.
Nice.
Painting them up.
I've seen a few pictures of these guys.
Yeah, so I've got a few games in with both of those teams as well, just trying to play some different teams and get some new teams on the board. Because I kind of had a bit of a lull where my group of friends was playing a lot of big boy 40k, but not much kill team. And in a good way, it's kind of swung back. I think everyone was like, had a little break, and now we're playing a bit of ITD and a bit of the regular stuff, and the passion's back for it. Everyone's up and about. Nice. And now a lot of people are getting their own teams. Like I had a mate who was playing Necrons for so long, and he was very bored with just running, eight Immortals.
I remember your mate with the two teams of Immortals.
Yeah,
and it's just like,
he's now got this brand new team to play. Definitely. It was funny because we played that box set on the big board where he played the new Necron team. I was playing the Ghazghkull, and it was funny because you can tell when someone's got a team that's got lots of synergies and lots of rules, and then the Ghazghkull are great because they're just like meat and potatoes. They're just like, you could just make things slightly better, when you need it to be. So
one of those teams you're gonna beat him like for the first 4 games, and then he will annihilate you on the 6th. Or something like that. He would just be like, you know what? It's clicked, bang.
Yes, exactly right.
That's something else I did. I forgot. If we're talking kill team stuff, I didn't buy the set, but I kit bashed an entire. I don't know the name of the team.
What is it? The Hierophexant.
Yeah, again, like Ghazghkull, you know what I mean. The Necron kill team. Let's just call it what it is. Let's just call it what it is. It is a Necron kill team. That's what I did.
We're so
all these
professional.
stupid names.
I know that.
But yeah, no, I got them all painted. I actually went a bit nuts and started painting every Necron model I had.
Oh wow!
Just because it was an insanely easy paint scheme.
They've come up really nice because they're like a black metal. You've kind of gone for, is it?
Yeah.
Like with red glowy bits.
Yeah, so I've gone for a mix of like the red eyes and like a silver face for some of the units, but the rest of it's just like you never see it. Like you don't need a lot of stuff to make them look decent, and you tie them together with a nice base.
Yeah.
And the models just basically dark blue, dry brushed over black, and then I do a bit of fancy detail, but they look like, I think they look great as a nice. They look really clean, like from afar, and that's all you really need them for.
That means that's all people need to see to believe.
Yeah, they'll look good on a battle report, and that's my only real worry. If they look good in a battle report, that means they'll look good in real life gaming.
Yes,
because you never get the close up shots. So that's my aim now, and it's like that's fine. That's more than okay.
It's completion versus perfection, and
100%.
Also looking good in a group setting.
Yes, and a base will do 90% of looking good in a group setting. I think. Yes, I think I've come more and more. I've realized that a decent base and then a good face. That's all you need. Base and face. Base and face, baby. I'm gonna pause this for a moment as I'm gonna do this on camera because it's got such a refreshing sound. Oh. That sounded a bit like a wet fart. Sorry about that.
Yes, that was not refreshing at all. That was
not refreshing. That was disappointing. I'd like to apologize to everyone. Yeah. Oh no. I hope it tastes good. Maybe it's gone off.
Oh.
We're still good. It's good.
We're good. Okay, good. That's thank you to our sponsors there, Bundaberg.
Bundaberg ginger beer.
It's good
ginger beer of the dwarves.
Yeah, it's great.
Bundaberg Brewery. Okay. I don't. They're not all Scottish, but it feels like they should be.
No, they are. Let's be honest. There's a small section of Scotland which is just dwarves. Well, actually,
still undiscovered.
Exporting just the dwarves to be played in films and TV, and
obviously.
The other big thing we had this week, which again is Kill Team adjacent.
I mean, everyone who's listening to this now will ultimately be getting this kit to use in Kill Team. Let's be fair. If it's what I think you're talking about, hit us. Hit me, Rhys.
For the blood god. It's skulls for the skull. Right? It's all of the Khorne berserker nastiness in one place.
Can I just? So I know you've read this book as well, or you're currently reading this book. Like I am currently reading the Siege of Terror, whatever the most recent one is. And I did not know, and this kind of upset me a little bit. Not really. Like, it didn't really upset me. That's
why we had the break, be honest. That's why we had 3 weeks
hyperbole.
off.
Yeah. You know what? I read this and I thought, you know what, guys? I just can't go on. I can't go on. I didn't know this, but according to this book, and I think this should be retconned immediately, the original World Eater's chant was blood for the Emperor, skulls for the Terran throne. And I was devastated. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Blood for the blood god, skulls for the skull throne is so obviously how that line was made.
Yes.
And then they've thought, hang on, should we make it like that was always what they said? And they decided to change it to be all cute when they got a new Lord and Master. And I just think that's such a kick in the teeth of the World Eaters. It felt like, I'm sure I'm wrong, but
it felt like when they brought in the character with the name Astartes or whatever. So like she was the doctor that was working on them in one of the other books.
Oh, and that sounds very Halo when they got like that. Yeah,
and you were like, we didn't need that. They don't have to be named up. Like we've got Mr. Land as well. /Mr. Land.
My god, that doesn't make any sense. Ark and Land. I wonder, like the land speeder, is it just because it speeds over land? The land raid like. I wonder if they just thought, oh shit, how about we make this weird Martian dude have created all this stuff? And they're like, it doesn't make sense. We've already called it what it is. And he goes, not if we name him Land.
Ooh.
Either his name was going to be Ark and Rhino or Ark and Land, and they couldn't decide. And they were like, Land's better because then we got the speeder and the raider.
Yeah.
And it's just like, are you joking?
And it's frustrating because I actually find I like that character. That character's interesting.
It's great.
But
It
makes
is a good
my
character.
skin crawl every time I do make that mental associate. I was like, oh, so we just everything
because it would be
doesn't have
Lands Raider,
yes,
not Land Raider. It doesn't make any sense.
They lost the S 10,000 years ago. It just got lost in the warp.
It got burnt off the comma and the apostrophe S, and they were like, oh, I guess it's just Land Raider.
Those
after
scribes.
That dude, Ark and Land.
Yeah. So anyway, apart from that, let's go to the good things. These
all
models
the
are
stuff.
insane. These
walk us through the new releases.
Well, we had the ones that I think I simultaneously love these. In this kit but it's a kit in two parts. There's the 8-bound.
Okay.
Which again, it does crack me up about the specifics that these guys are possessed by 8 demons.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting a little bit too...
It's awfully specific.
The number 8. I'm going to be annoyed if it's going to be a unit of 8, and I bet it will be.
Yeah, it's like 8 demons. I was like, one's probably enough. And that they have to fight for control of their bodies. It seems a lot. I just think you could have just said they've got a demon in, and it makes them better.
Are these just possessed? Because that's just what the possessed was, and what the Luperkai or whatever they were called in 30k, and there's 8 of them
times 8.
Yeah, that just feels like it would be more confusing, and they'll end up just.
I feel they'd get
wandering
less done.
around.
I just feel
I think they will do. There'll be like one in there that's being like, "Oh, we should do this," and then 7 others are like, "No, let's do this," but they got to have the conversation. It just feels a little bit much.
I really dig the models for these because they're just basically like they're exactly how I imagine World Eaters. Like they've lost their sleeves on their things, so they've got their gun shows out. They've got really cool. You can see the butcher's nails. They're amazing models. But then they went, how do we make that bit more? Like, how do we? And so then they've gone to the next level, which is the Exalted 8-bound. And these guys are even more down that demon path. And I'm not going to lie, I'm a little bit of a lesser fan once they've hit that point. The models.
Yeah, I am too.
Especially
the
guy
who's those ones.
Got his OnlyFans feed out. Like, they make me really uncomfortable.
I don't like them at all. And his melty face. Yeah. I don't know what it is. The other ones, the top, I would prefer if the Berserker kit was basically the first one of those kits.
Yes, 100%.
But instead, they like maybe dialed it down a little bit. Yeah. Actually, you know what? These are fine for just normal Berserkers. They don't even need to be 8-bound.
That's how
they
I
just
see
work
them
as that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when you think of the cover art you see and all the bits and pieces you see. It's like that's the aesthetic to me. That's how I always picture them. They're just like ridiculously 10,000 years of just hitting the gym hard, just being and drinking nothing but blood and crushing nothing but skulls. That's what they look like. But then the other ones, the Exalted, I don't know. It's I don't know if you can use the term trying too hard, but it does feel like they're trying too hard.
I think that's it. It feels like we've now got a lot of models that are basically possessed. This is just another kit that doesn't do much more than the possessed kit does. Like, it feels just like a possessed kit. I don't know. I don't mind them, and it depends on how many different kind of models you can make out of the kit, whether or not that it's just these poses. Because these poses, for me, I'm not a fan. Like, I'd immediately get rid of that guy's, like you say, the OnlyFans feet is going.
It's so weird. It's so weird.
The top one, I don't know if it's the one that you the main guy, but it's the he's got the axe. It's just such a cool pose. Like, he's got his teeth bared, and it's just got like the 3 bolts, the nails, and it's just an amazing sculpt. I will definitely be getting some 8-bound to make the Legionaries Khorne kill team, obviously.
100%.
100%. But I might miss out unless they're like a specific box I can only get them with. But I will probably miss out on the Exalted.
Yeah, but I would look. They're a pass for me. Those ones. There's also then we go the other extreme. We go the Jackals, which is the cultists. And I love this kit. This is I could see you having a lot of fun with this. I've got a soft spot for cultists.
I do love some cultists.
Ben would definitely know what it's like to have your own cultists. As he is the kill team messiah.
He is Legion. Ben is a gestalt entity of all the different people that are his people.
But these are really cool. I love the little packs they've got on their back, just pumping stuff into them.
That's got to be like some sort of instant fix steroid boosting mix that they have always going through. I don't know enough of World Eater's lore, but I'm guessing it's some sort of angry juice.
Yeah, I think that's the technical term, is angry juice. Yeah.
I think they just call it concentrated anger.
Now with 10% more anger.
Exactly.
The other thing I love is that these models have decided that they've done the thing all cultists should do. They've given up their shooting weapons. They're all close combat.
Yeah.
Cultists should just don't worry about auto guns, guys. Just get in there with your angry juice.
The auto guns are pretty rubbish.
That could be, we were talking about earlier, that could be Bundaberg rum. That's just fighting juice in there.
That's just, oh my God, how much better would I be if I had 2 crates of Bundaberg on my back, feeding directly what it looks like into my heart? Actually, I've just noticed one of these guys have cables like straight into their chest. So that would kill me instantly, obviously. I'd be like, link up the cables, instant heart attack. Yeah. There's a lady here. There's one of these ladies who has, and this is a couple of them have them. They have pistols, holsters. However, they also have 2 melee weapons chained to their wrists. So I don't know. Oh, you know what? This woman has her arms chained to her sides, not to the weapons. How weird. So she basically limits the amount that her arms can move.
Is she worried her arms will fall off?
I think she is. And well, maybe this is the Bundaberg. There's a lot of sugar in that.
They're literally chained, to like there's another guy with a big chain. So it's like chained to the
Is it chained to itself?
Yeah.
I want a 360, because if it's chained to itself, that means it could like throw one and it would chain hook round the other. Like nunchuck, like the most deadly nunchuck. You know what? You know what we don't have in the 41st millennium? We don't have chain nunchuckers. Imagine that. Chain nunchuckers.
That is a huge missed opportunity as far as I'm concerned.
Oh my God, can you imagine?
Now we just need them to actually bring cultists into kill team in a viable way. Because I guess these could be blooded.
Yeah.
These could work as blooded, but again, there's a lot more guns in blooded.
Oh, yeah.
I still miss the Chaos Space Marine army with cultists. I always love that dynamic. So I still think there's room for it,
If they could do it well, it feels like in the last edition, you brought cultists just because you could have bodies. A cheap leader. Yeah, yes. And you could just be like, he's my guy and he's hiding, which is always rubbish because you'd be like, the cultist is leading this group of Chaos Space Marines. It's like, he's not, though, is he?
This is Gary. No, he's 22 cool. And he's in charge of these 10,000-year-old Space Marines.
Yeah. They do exactly what he says whenever he says, because that's how it works.
He's very confident. The last one I want to touch on real quick is the Lord Juggernaut, which is basically the dude riding a rhino.
I mean, I've got no... Yeah.
The Juggernaut.
Arkan Rhino's Rhino.
You heard of it. Rhino.
Yeah. I have no use for this model, but I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I've always loved the Juggernauts.
Yeah.
I've got a bunch of... I started like a 40k demon army, and I wanted it to be all Nurgle. So I basically Nurglified basically every unit. Yes. And I had some Nurgle Khorne bloodletters on Juggernauts of Khorne or whatever they were called.
Yeah.
But I had like Nurgle, and I had like bulbous, like pus-filled goo coming out of them. But I do love the Juggernauts. I don't know why.
My favorite thing that I've seen, because obviously in the kit, there's the 2 options. You build the main guy, the Lord on Juggernaut. I can't remember what the named character is, but he's in the picture below, like in the big group thing. And they've taken the normal Juggernaut, taken his spiky nose horn off, and they've replaced it with a horn that is also a chainsword. And I'm here for it. It's the most unnecessary change and
amazing. Yeah. It feels like if you're getting charged by a beast made of, like a demon beast made of metal, having a chainsword in front of its head is probably going to do less.
Yes,
than like the impact alone. You're not going to be on that chain blade to get revved out. I don't know. It feels like it's, but I love the needlessness of it.
Yes,
I love the
100%.
fact that they've just gone, why the hell not?
Yeah,
Give it
it's
a
like, where
chainsaw.
else can we get a chain weapon
Yeah.
of some description as well? What about the nose?
What?
You know,
You
like
know what they should have? You know what? This is a missed opportunity. I feel like Grease Lightning style, like the the tires
oh
that come out with and they mess up Danny's Grease
yes,
Lightning, or is it
not Grease
Kanicki?
Lightning.
Kanicki's driving.
Yeah,
Anyway, they should just like put chainsaws on its side so that as it like crashes through
like a
units.
chainsaw chariot kind of thing.
Yeah,
Yes, I dig it.
100%. Where's the chainsaw chariot? It's got to be in the World Eaters Codex, right?
Coming next week. Coming next week. Yeah.
100%.
I reckon if not, you could definitely take a couple of the juggernauts and model your own.
You know what? I mean, I would do that. I'm more and more inclined to get like a World Eaters army because they've always been one of my favorites.
This makes them like interesting and viable too, like that you're getting more than just just berserker models. Like, you know, like finally you've got the upgraded berserker kit, you've got some more characters, you've got Angron in there now. You've like
it's true.
Even like the pictures I had on the Warhammer community, the basic Terminators, but in the red of the berserk looks so cool because they've got the big tusks. Like they do kind of look like they're Khorne-esque anyway. So
I do. There's a weird thing because obviously the joke is that Terminators in a Khorne army is useless.
Yes.
Because like doesn't Angron's like personal guard just get left behind? Because he just runs ahead of them and they're just like trudging behind going, wait, blood, and they can't do anything. By the time they get there, everyone's dead and they're just basically, they just turn up and it's just like, oh, another battle missed.
Put him in a Land Raider. That's what they're there
Put him in Lands Raider.
Put him in Lands.
It is kind of rubbish. You know, the only, and not a worry, but the only thing is that because Khorne came out so long ago, the new Khorne, he's now going to be like just a squidge too small. For the first captain of the World Eaters, technically is meant to be an absolute. Like when you look at the cover of the new Codex, he looks like an absolute beast, and he should do.
Yeah,
and he's not gonna. And it sounds bad, but I want a new Khorne model now, even though the old Khorne model's awesome.
I want the Khorne model. Won't be big enough. They won't be big enough.
That's the thing. Like they won't be now.
Green stuff his arms up a bit just to get him back on the. We're gonna have to get him on the. We're gonna have to hook the Bundaberg, the fight juice to his back. Directly into his heart.
That's what he needs.
Just pump him up.
Give him a bit of a boost. I mean, I think I can see I can see myself just making him out of the 8-bound, just getting his helmet, getting a less demonic power pack.
Yep.
And just being like, Khorne lives, and he's now jacked.
So,
because that's what you want.
And he's been in the gym. Awesome. Yeah. Well, I'm excited. I said I definitely think there's some scope with them to be used. In the Legionary kill team, there's definitely some really good Khorne flavored Legionary teams that you can. Because I mean, I don't think whether or not we'll get that lucky to have specific ones. I think that's the whole point of the Legionary team, that you get to theme them that way. I don't think we'll get specific Legion based teams, apart from obviously we've got the Thousand Sons, the Warp Coven.
That's the crazy thing that like the Warp Coven go on that, because I like you, I'm just like Legionary, that's all the teams you ever need. But then they did come out with Warp Coven. Did they not know they were going to do Legionaries? Because Warp Coven came out first, didn't it?
Yes.
And then they were like, actually, I don't know, I think they might give us, I think they might do a Death Guard one and be like, here's your Death Guard one. I don't know.
Because especially with like how successful the players just in that competitive scene with the Death Guard, with the Legionary playing them as Nurgle and all that sort of thing. It's like, it's not like they're short of a team going, geez, we don't have a good team to play. So, I don't know whether that's ever the mindset on their release schedule, if it is how they're doing competitively, these guys missing out, or if it's just like, we're bringing this out for this, so you're going to get. Oh, yeah, because we haven't even heard much about the next of the Into the Dark box sets. I haven't heard too many rumors.
No, I don't even know the names of them these days.
Yeah, usually
I know we did it originally. We went through all the names of what were coming out, and we guessed horrifically wrong.
Usually there's something. Usually by now we know a little something, or we've heard a whisper that the next box is coming here. and and at least one of the teams we usually get an inkling. But the only rumor I heard was, and I think it's nonsense. It was like I can't remember, but it was someone like a team that doesn't exist like in the game, full stop. And I'm like
RBTs.
Yeah, yes, I think maybe
maybe we
was
should
it.
make a rumor.
Well, let's start it.
You know what I heard, Rhys? If I don't tell anyone,
yes,
we'll pause the podcast. Yeah, just between us, just between you, me, and Latvia.
Yeah, let's go.
Do you know what I heard, Latvia? I heard the Zote is coming back with a kill team. Yeah,
overdue.
I heard some Zotes. Yeah, and a total squig team. That's what I heard.
Minimum 3 sniffer squigs.
3 sniffer squigs. But then there's you know what's happened that we don't know about that's going to come out in 10th edition. This is what I've heard from my source. I can't name him, but he's pretty high in G-dubs. Is that squigs have actually, kind of like the Kroot, they've gone on this weird evolutionary journey behind the scenes. And they're effectively, there's like a new transhuman, trans-squigdom, squig race of like uber warriors, and that's what's coming.
So when people heard all the rumors of squats, it was actually they were misinterpreting.
It was squigs.
It was squigs.
Yeah. It was squigs.
Well, I can't wait. Well, let's get back on the air. But we'll talk about this again later.
Don't let that one. Don't let that one out of your head. I don't want to get anyone fired at G-Dubs, but that is take it to the bank, Rhys. Take it to the goddamn bank.
And we're back.
And we're back.
Everyone else now, and we're back.
So yeah, we don't know. I guess we've just we're as clueless as everyone.
Weird.
Wink.
Well, we are fast running out of time, so let's jump into Ghazghkull because I do want to talk about that because, as you said, we're only 22 technically for me, 22 days late since the end of October.
Wow. Well, let's play that intro, that sweet, sweet intro.
What you got there, buddy? Let's take a look. Don't be scared, it's just your new favorite book. Ben's Book Club.
Okay, we're into Ben's Book Club.
God, I miss him.
Sans Ben. Oh, is it Avec? No, it's Sans Ben. Ben is still Groundhog. Avec Rhys, Avec Russ, Sans Ben.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't remember the book because it was so long ago that I finished reading it, Rhys. No, I'm joking. What did you think of it? If you had to do just from start to finish, what were your thoughts?
I remember messaging you guys because I don't usually do audiobooks. This was the first time I tried to do audiobooks for a long time. I have listened to them before, but I was like, I'm going to do it. Because I was physically reading other books. So I was like, this is a great way to double up. And I remember messaging you guys I reckon I was literally about 20 minutes in or an hour in and being like, I'm gonna struggle here, boys.
Yeah.
Being like, I am not on board with this. And it was a bit of a combination of things. I've always struggled a little bit with, I love orcs in 40k, but I think I love my version of orcs, the green terror that they are, versus the overly cartoon thing that they can definitely lean into. At times, and that's fine. Other people will love that. There is comedy gold in that. I think back to Emmanuel's pirate orcs, and I love that. Like there's times and places for everything, but I was worried in this book that it was going to be once you hear people doing orc voices nonstop, and then there was also my new favorite, or I should say least favorite character, a Psyker Ogren. Spoilers, everyone.
That comes pretty early on, but the only documented Psyker Ogren.
I was very close to, even though I didn't have to, I was still going to leave the room. Like I could have just stopped it, but instead in disgust.
Just leave the room and you're just like, it's an audiobook, it's coming with me.
Yeah, exactly. Why is it in my house? I burnt 3 houses down before I worked it out. But luckily it came around and I thought it actually gave a really, really cool insight into, once I got used to that style of storytelling. I would say I enjoyed the interrogation scenes the least. I enjoyed Makari's viewpoint really a lot. And the cycles of Makari, if you will.
Yeah, that was an interesting. Like, I think I had the same journey. With as you like, at the same time you were saying I'm having a bit of trouble with this, I had already stopped and started 2 or 3 times into the first 20 minutes. I was like, it felt like an audio drama, which I don't mind. I quite like an audio drama, but I wasn't prepared for it. I was like, oh, like I wish I just had the one voice all the way through. But when as soon as it changed to a different voice, I was like, oh, okay. I guess I don't know why that threw me so much.
100%.
But it kind of threw me a little bit, and then I got used to it. But yeah, I've always found that I make my own lore up for my orcs, and it's a weird thing because orcs are such a mainstay in all fantasy.
Yeah.
I feel like I know orcs, and the more someone tells me about how the orcs are, I worry that it takes away what I already think the orcs are, because they're so established in my like head canon what an orc is that I don't like. That's the problem. I don't want real canon taking anything away from that. And like you say, there's that worry that they become overly comical. And part of me, like my head canon, I have the orcs as part of it because I think I've got this bad habit of taking my sci-fi quite seriously.
Yes,
I
guilty as well. Definitely,
I quite like.
My
I don't really want to.
Sci-fi, I take it very seriously.
Yeah, like I tolerate C-3PO and R2-D2, and that's about it. Like I tolerate them, but I'm like, you know, you are walking a thin line here, buddy. Get rid of C-3PO. I'll just have R2-D2. But yeah, but at the end, but yeah, like I found myself enjoying this the kind of the tidbits, like the insight you got into orc culture. Even though sometimes it was a little comical, I did enjoy it. I found myself oddly enjoying it because it did go away from my thought of the orcs somewhat. But yeah, no, it won me over at the end, and I did enjoy the kind of the fight. I guess there's no spoilers now. Basically, this is the end, so we can talk about as much as we want. Yeah. I mean, thank God. Obviously, the Psycho Ogren does gone, which you know what could have come sooner. I don't know why. What was her? When you just someone introduces a character, and I'm like, I don't know why you're here.
Yes,
I don't know. I didn't know why she was there.
It was like she was meant to have like a weird buddy system with the Space Wolf, but it didn't really work. And then
I didn't get
voice
that.
acting on it also made me uncomfortable. I don't know that
I liked the interrogator's relationship with the Space Wolf. They seem to have some history, and I thought that's all you need. Yeah, it's the Imperium, and it's this Blood Axe and Makari, and they've obviously got this grand scheme going on, but it's very well orchestrated. This whole very well orchestrated. I'll be here all week. I'll be here all fucking week. Thank you very much. That just snuck up. Emmanuel, that's for you, buddy. That just snuck up on me completely. That was a blood axe in the night. But yeah, I liked it was like the Imperium and them, and they had their own relationship in their past, which it hinted at, and I liked that it just kind of hinted at it. But yeah, I think she was dead weight. And then she was dead, and I was like,
she was dead and still hefty. So
it's still pretty damn weight, and I was just sort of like, I don't know why. Like, I think it was put in there for like, I want to say shock value, but is anyone reading that going, a Psycho Ogren? They do exist. Like, I was a bit like,
no one's been hanging for that. No one was like, you know what this game's missing?
Yeah,
a psychic. I don't know.
Psychic Ogren. I didn't get that.
That derailed me at the start more than it should have, but it definitely. Yeah, I don't know. As you said, it seemed shock value for the sake of shock value.
Yeah, it didn't bring anything to the story at all. I was just like,
I think my favorite part was towards the end, though, with Ghazghkull's death, I guess, at the hands of I nearly said Russ, Ragnar Blackmane.
Oh, the greatest. He is the greatest Space Wolf ever. I love that dude. My brother had the original model.
Oh,
it was him and his Space Wolf force from 2nd edition used to destroy my original Ghazghkull and Orc, so it felt very fitting. Yeah.
But yeah, that part of the story, like again, seeing these major events we always hear and see from the eyes of the Imperium, and then having them told from the Orc perspective and all that. I found that, and even the fractious relationship with the big doc boss as well. Arsenic. Sorry, I always forget his name.
Mad Doc's. I forgot the name now. It's been a while.
Yeah, but yeah, I found that I like that dynamic. The weird dynamic those three characters had with Ghazghkull, Makari, and the Doc. I thought that weird symbiotic. They all need each other, but there's no. Yeah, I thought that was really cool. And I think like that the book definitely opened up. But I tell you what, unfortunately, I'm nearly smack bang out of time here. I know. I feel like I've barely touched
we are
the
done.
So we might need to get one when we do have a Ben. Maybe we can talk a little bit more because I still feel we could probably
we could
probe out of it.
Probe a little deeper into the Ghazghkull book. So we'll table.
Just put it back in the wall.
Put it back in the shelf space.
Before we go though, you do have a review to read out.
Yes, we do have an amazing review. It is from Nizza77. Pardon me, I'm just burping in camera. Big trouble. Big Trouble in Kill Team Casuals. So I already love this because I love Big Trouble in Little China. So much so that my campaign is called Big Trouble in Little 40k. So I'm late to the party with Kill Team after trying to get into Big Boy 40k, but these guys just convinced me more and more that Kill Team is awesome. It's just three mates talking occasionally when they're not stepping on each other's sections about a geeky hobby and having a laugh which makes you laugh out loud. Speaking of laughing, when he does, Ben sounds like the bad guy out of Big Trouble in Little China, David Lopan, and he absolutely does. This is 100%. This is true. And this is the bit where I have a little bit of a... So is Russ a Wang Chi to Rhys's Jack Burton? Or would it be the other way around? Keep up the amazing content, guys. Now, I'm just going to say, he's called Kurt Russell. I'm called Russell. I feel... Have you ever seen The Thing?
Yes.
Apart from the hair, I'm rocking the Thing beard. I've got a big ginger beard, just like him. I'm going to say I want to claim Jack Burton.
And it's hard to argue with. I've had to recently shave my beard, revealing no bum chin of the Kurt Russell variety. Yours,
whereas I might still have one.
It could be under there. We don't know. So I'm going to have to bow out gracefully from that battle. I'm going to sidekick territory, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, demoted.
Demoted to offsider.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. That's all we've got time for. It's a short one, but we wanted to get another episode out there. Season 2's off. We're going to save the legions of Russ because we miss Ben. And I'm going to have another week of preseason. So this is just an appetizer, a bit of a teaser. You can call this episode 0.5. Just so
this is episode, what do they call it? Session 0.
Yeah,
this is an RPG Session 0 for season 2. Just written.
But make sure in the meantime, if you do get the chance, get on the Patreon, get on the other bits and pieces that we do. Make sure you're following the channels, all of them.
Subscribe to the YouTube channel so that the videos do well.
Yes, because we want to keep them going, but we need more. We need to get more eyes across that channel. So make sure you as well. The biggest thing you can do for the channel, apart from all those things, share it. Tell your mates about the show. Tell them about the pod. Tell them about the channel, and get them involved. It goes a long way to helping us get more ear holes across it.
Yeah.
So that's it. That's been Russ from GFN Gaming.
Hello. This has been Ben Crickets.
Frozen
and
crickets.
Frozen crickets, a goddamn groundhog. And this has been Threes to Wound Rhys. I do that wrong every time. It's Threes to Wound.
Season 2,
this is our little taster episode, and we'll be back with more Kill Team Casuals, with some Legions of Russ, a full review, and more insane babble that you've come to expect.
Know and love. See yes. But wait, the episode's not over. If you listen quietly, if we hide in these bushes just here, and you can hear in the distance a slumbering Ben awaking from hibernation. Turns out Ben is back and he's here to record a bonus section with Russ, which is fantastic because he knew I was editing this and it feels like a personal attack, adding more time to this podcast. But hey, for you, the listener, it's a big win. Enjoy the now Russ and Ben part 2 of episode 1 of season 2. I think that's where we're at.
Okay, so we are back from what sounded like,
Oh, man.
I'm guessing what you thought was the end of the podcast, but we've done a bamboozle move and we are still going. We have the one, the only
Rhys from
Ben.
Threes to Wound.
Oh,
It's me.
Say hello, Rhys.
Hi. Hello. G'day. How you doing? How you doing, Russ?
Yeah, flaming drongo.
Oh yeah. Drongos and oi. What's my favorite?
Your bala.
Bala. I have a favorite one. What is it? Oh no, what is it? It's like I think it's like the equivalent of redneck. What is it? This is great.
Oh, you know, I feel like you've said it a lot in the chat.
I have said it. I can't think of what it is. Bogan. Yeah.
Bogan. That's it.
You're right.
Yeah,
Bogan. Yeah, bloody hell, you little bogan. See, you know what I find not like I can do a good Australian accent, but the Australian is all like the come down. It's like the oh yeah, like that's
oh yeah, mate.
Yeah, oh yeah, mate. Oh bloody hell, you love it. Yeah, you do. Like that.
You love it, mate.
I feel like that's a lot of the accent is that just getting those peaks and valleys. Anyways, hey, I'm back. I've. What's up, man? Thank you for I'm so glad
having me.
Thank you for having me. How do we do this? I forgot. It's been a while. I've forgotten how we do this.
Well, we had a spring break.
We did.
So we had a little spring break, and we've had the oddest podcast, which has been I'm getting double points because I've now got 200% attendance rate.
Yeah, you do.
For season 2.
Wow, that's impressive.
I'm retiring. You're not going to see me anymore.
You paid your dues.
Yeah.
Man.
So Ben, we've gone through what Rhys has been up to recently. He's been getting busy through his Carskin or Carskin. We didn't figure out how to say it.
I say Casserkin because the S is first, but I don't know if that's correct.
That sounds more correct than what that bogan Rhys was saying.
Dirty bogan, yeah.
A dirty bogan. So what have you been up to, man? Well, I saw the pictures from the first Florida meet.
Yeah.
MEET,
yes,
not MEAT,
right?
Which has gone sadly off because it's been out for a while. But the first Florida Kill Team meet.
Yep.
How was that? Tell us about that.
Oh, it was really, really lovely, man. We've had it kind of in the works for a while, because Florida has, for some reason, always been a kill team like desert, and even 40K desert for the most part. Like Orlando, has some stuff going on, but not for kill team. Like there's never been a kill team tournament except for one on the smaller side of things a couple months ago.
Oh, yeah.
And so I just sort of took it upon myself to give the siren call from the channel, and also some other dirty Floridians answered the call, and now we have a Discord, and so there's some guys that run the Discord, and I kind of, we just all kind of pitch in. And so nice. I was, we try to put some stuff on the map or on the calendar. And so finally I was like, you know what? I don't care. I'm putting it on the map. You can all drive to Ocala if you want to, because Warpfire is there. By the way, great prices. Warpfire.
I've not heard of that before. What is Warpfire Minis, Ben?
Warpfire Minis is a great, actually, I would say the best game store on the planet, where you can get 15% off online, 20% off in person of Games Workshop products, and they're just lovely folks. And they're all about Kill Team, dude. They are like the guys, Jordan and Chris, are like the two main dudes that I talked to. Jordan is the big boss, man in charge. And they're all for Kill Team. And so we had like 25 people come play Kill Team.
That's a great turnout.
Yeah, just for a meetup. And like some people even drove over like 4 hours. Like someone drove 4.5 hours. Yeah, dude, for 6 hours of Kill Team. Yeah.
That's commitment. I love that.
Yeah, it was lovely, man. We had some good times. I played a couple games. I played one guy. Shout out to Norley, is his name on the Discord, and he may listen to this or not. I'm not sure if he does, but he played Blooded, and I gotta say,
oh, nice.
He made, because I went Legionaries. I ran Legionaries all day, and then I ran his Blooded, and I ended up taking the win. But he did some things with Blooded that made me really think about Blooded again. Like, ooh, like,
oh yeah,
there's more here than people give them credit for. And
I've still never used them.
They're so fun. They're so fun. I know Chris Baki, not to get too kill teamy here, but they just had.
Wow.
Do you know that they just had the big kill team like championship tournament in New Mexico?
I heard all about this, but I've not seen anything. I've heard a lot of people complaining about the format, blah blah, like loads of stuff. But because I've been kind of out of it this last week and a bit, I don't know anything that's happened.
Because you have Forsworn playing kill team, you don't know. You just,
I'm so casual these days. I don't play kill team.
That's the ultimate casual.
To hell with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who
to hell with it.
Yeah.
I've actually been playing one-page rules.
Oh, really? Maybe we can talk about that.
I went down to see my brother, Ad. Shout out to Ad. I'm not sure if he listens to the podcast. He's a big fan of the channel because he's a lovely guy.
Of your channel, yes, because he's your
of
brother.
My channel.
Yeah,
because he's my brother. He has to be, and he's on it a couple of times every now and then.
To be fair, my brother is not a fan of Battle Brothers channel. He never watches. So you have
but Battle Brothers Tabletops is rubbish, though. Let's be fair.
That is true. Yeah, that is true. It's no
my
GFN.
channel is decent.
It's no GFN.
No, he loves one-page rules. So I was down there playing one-page rules, and I missed all the new reveals, all the new kill team news. So if you know what's going down, let me know. So Chris Baki was playing Blooded.
Yeah, maybe this can help the title of this podcast because it's actually current events. Yeah, so Chris Baki was playing. I think he placed third. This is tournament info from a guy who's secondhand kind of been keeping up with this. But I've been keeping up with it because so it's two guys that I bumped shoulders with just at KTO and stuff like that. And so Chris Baki, I think, came in third with Blooded, but also Orion with Orion Wilfong, who is he was the Plasma Spam guy last edition of Kill Team, and they have a group now called Plasma Spam. He won. He beat out Ace, beat out Spain. Ace has
nice.
been this is an American win, and it's very happy and for us, and Orion is just a master player, and he played Gellerpox, by the way, and he won.
Oh no, I heard they won. Yeah, I didn't know that was him. Oh, nice.
Yeah, pretty wild. That's why I can't wait until like competitive podcasts like get interviews and stuff on them, because that'd be really cool to hear.
I mean, we could try, but we wouldn't be able to ask him any decent questions.
Like,
so why did you choose the army, Gellerpox?
So why did you win?
Yeah. How did you win?
What's that like?
Okay.
Yeah, and so that's pretty cool. So some current events that's pretty cool.
Nice.
That some of our American homeboys and KTO crew killed it over there, and I'm sure everybody played good games, but America won, so that's good because America and Spain have a friendly rivalry going on with Kill Team. And,
is this the one the Albuquerque? GT,
New Mexico.
Yeah, Travis Chang.
Yeah, Travis was there. Yeah,
with his Pathfinders. Yeah, and I heard that. Nice.
Yeah,
Shout out to Travis.
He's a good dude. I was just talking to him the other day about the narrative stuff that I'm planning for KTO, because I know he does some really cool narrative stuff.
He's done some great stuff.
This is shout outs to plenty, man. Like this is, and so
we didn't cover any shout outs in the section.
I gotta make up for it.
This is a shout out section.
Who else? And then is it John? Can you roll a crit? His name is John, right?
John Rhys.
I want
to say it's Rhys or Rhys.
John Rhys
came in 8th.
Gotcha. So he was there.
Hunter Clade.
There's a lot of Hunter Clade, I know.
At least 3 in the top 8.
Yeah, and I think there was just 8 of them. Period. Right?
Really? Oh, I have no idea.
Oh, yeah, because it was. So I think what happened, and correct me if I'm wrong.
I can't.
These were 8 winners of Kill Team tournaments in 2022, and so it was like all the best of the best went to New Mexico.
That makes sense because John came to a small tournament in the Northwest in Manchester, and he won that, and that's probably what got him.
Oh, really?
No,
I think he came to no, yeah. Oh, I thought you were serious there for a second. Yeah,
I mean, he did. He did win it, but I don't think that was the one that got him.
He came to America. Was it LV? I don't know. I forget. But he won a big tournament in America, and on the West Coast, nice. I think. Yeah, I think it was West Coast. Yeah. But yeah. Speaking of Travis, and New York Open just happened.
Yes. Yeah. Did you see the pictures?
Yeah, looked very cool.
Looked amazing. That venue looked great. Like the big hall.
It was really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it looked very cool.
Yeah.
It's cool stuff. It's becoming an annual event, apparently.
I believe so. Pretty cool.
I'm hopeful. I'd love to get over. It feels like an easy sell for Emma to be like, let's go to New York around Christmas.
Ooh,
like it sounds decent, you know what I mean? Like go to see all the tourist thing, and then she'd be like, and you disappear, right? And I'd be like, well, yes, I'll disappear for like 3 days.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave you alone in New York, honey. Don't worry. Just you've seen Home Alone, right?
It's the worst that can happen, honestly.
Well, if you go, I'll go. If you go, I'll for sure go.
Yeah, we'll have to organize it. That'd be cool. If they're doing a yearly, like an annual thing, that gives me plenty of time
to prepare. Yeah,
to prepare for that. That'd be cool.
Yeah, and speaking of Kill Team events, I'm prepping for Kill Team Open in February at Baltimore.
Very cool.
Which is a little harder of a sell than New York, admittedly. Baltimore.
There's still cool stuff in Baltimore, don't they? Have lots of
crime.
I was gonna say historical stuff.
No, it's the venue is.
Don't they have Civil War stuff? Don't they have like a Civil War museum? Like something happened in Baltimore.
Does that sound fun? Are you thinking of Philadelphia?
I'm sure they have something happened in Baltimore. Oh no, the Star Spangled Banner premiered in Baltimore in 1814. Apparently,
I didn't even know that. I did not even know that.
Go.
But yeah, but in the venue for KTO this year is going to be insane. It's a mansion, and that looked
cool.
And Orion Wilfong, the guy who just won, he is an executive chef, and so he's going to be doing meals and stuff like that. So it's going to be a real experience.
Is it going to be Kill Team themed meals?
Oh, that would be rad. What's a Kill Team? We should email him some ideas. Drukari tacos.
I mean, yeah, the Drukari taco tent.
Heavy bolter hot dogs.
Heavy bolter hot dogs. You know what I'm thinking? You know what? Okay, I'm going to say it, but it's so bad. You know when your mind fills in the blanks? And I was just like, I realized how dodgy it was after I filled in the blank.
Yep.
It was the Hero Tech Circle Jerk Chicken.
That would
but I realized Circle Jerk is where I got to in that point. So this Hero Tech Circle Jerked Chicken.
Sounds like it's pretty
just,
good.
A lot of mayonnaise on chicken, and there'll be decent garlic mayo. Obviously, got to be classy,
right?
Garlic aioli, stuff like that.
Yeah,
aioli. You know what? Aioli is one of those things that I hear it mentioned a lot, but I'm not sure it's something that's come to us.
I think it's just a fancy name for like.
Is it just
a mayo?
A fancy salad dressing?
Is it like a garlic aioli? I think that's like a fancy mayo. I don't know. Apparently, too rich for my blood.
Yeah, it looks like a fancy mayo. I'm looking it up now. Oh, wow. Well, I mean, I'm going to read out what it said. This is now a culinary podcast, but it says aioli. Okay, it's just too pronouncing. It's a cold sauce consisting of an emulsion of garlic and olive oil. An emulsion of garlic and olive oil. That is fancy. So it's basically garlic oil.
Yeah, but I think an aioli is normally like mayo. It has some mayo, like some eggs in there emulsified to give it that.
Challenging Google.
I am. I'm taking on Google.
Somebody had to putting the red. You've held up the red card, and you just challenge on the field.
I'm
You've
taking
thrown
on
the sock or whatever it is.
I'm taking on big tech right now.
Looks
Someone's
like
got to
do
a
challenge.
It.
There's a challenge. Tech. Well, I'll check. Looks like they're yielding.
Oh well,
they've dialed back. They've actually changed some of this.
Good.
It now says edit. And then it just says eggs ?
That's a win. I'll take it as a win.
I call that a victory.
Yeah.
I call that a victory. Honestly, you barked and they backed down.
Yeah, that's important. Basically. That's a win for democracy.
That's a win.
Yeah,
it's a win for the little guys.
Yeah. You know what else is good? That's garlicky based and oil based is
aioli.
You ever do a chimichurri?
A chimichurri.
Ooh, Google chimichurri.
Chimichurri. It's not a chimichanga, is it?
No, spell it how you think it's spelled. Chimichurri. It'll come out.
Chimichurri.
Oh, it's my favorite thing. I make a.
Oh,
lovely...
hell! I spelt it exactly like it was meant to be spelled. This looks like pesto.
It's a little better than pesto in my opinion.
Do you know what pesto is?
Yeah, it's an Italian thing.
All right, so I double check. You're like, it's a little bit better than that. Do you know what it is? No, but I'm pretty confident it's better than that. It's better than your shit little pesto, you little European shit. This is. To be fair, I don't know. Is it South American?
Yes, and so
because it looks amazing.
You can like marinate.
I think I've had this before.
In it, or you can like dip it in bread if you want to be.
Is it salsa verde?
No, but I do love a salsa verde.
I do love a salsa verde.
Yeah, that's my favorite kind of salsa.
You know what I'm now doing? Chimichurri salsa verde difference.
Ooh,
This is quite a well done search. So salsa verde is more briny and punchy. Now that, as a description of a sauce, briny and punchy is amazing. You know what? I fucking love capers, and it's got capers in it. Big. You know what? For a while, and this is make me sound very stupid, but for the longest time, I thought capers were fish somehow.
What?
Not actual fish, but I thought they were seafood. Like,
wow.
I didn't think it was like on a tree, and I think I must have been very young. I think it's because capers sounds like a fish.
It does.
Like, I caught some capers, and I was just like, capers must be fish. Tasted quite like briny, and I was like, well, there you go.
I just Googled capers because off the top of my head, I wasn't sure what capers are, but now that I see them, yes, I am familiar.
But you're seeing the picture of the tree, aren't you? That's not fair to me.
No,
you need to see them.
A big bowl of like green looking like shriveled.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they look like cockles, or do you know what winkles are?
Ooh, no.
They're like
Winkles and cockles.
Get your winkle pickers on. And thou shalt have a fishy on a little dishy. That'll have a fishy when the boat comes in.
What was that?
Yeah.
I need to know what that was.
Dance for your daddy, sing for your mama. It's a northeastern where I'm from. There's all fishermen where I'm from. So they do lots of rhymes. When the boat comes in, thou shalt have a fishy on a little dishy. You're going to have a fish on a little
dish. Yeah.
Yeah. Makes sense. But no, we have winkles and cockles, which is basically like shellfish, but like, I guess that's how you would call it, shellfish. Like crustaceans, but you're like, they used to have like a little pin, and it basically looked like snot. So you got like a tiny little shell, and you basically get a tiny pin.
It's like an oyster?
Stab. Yeah, it's kind of like a really, really shit oyster. And you stab it in, and you pull out what looks like a whale's bogey. And then you eat it.
Okay,
kind of like a really
what's
like
a whale's
mussels.
bogey?
Oh, bogey, like snot.
Okay, yeah.
Looks like mussels.
Yeah.
You know, you have mussels, yeah?
Mussels, yeah.
Yeah, just like tiny versions of them.
Okay, maybe like a mollusk, or something like that, yeah.
Yeah, like a mollusk, but they come with like a shell. You pick them out of the shell with a winkle picker. Winkle pickers.
Yeah, are you a shrimp guy? Do you like shrimp?
You know what, seafood? I'm going to say seafood. If I had to be given a food to live off, I would go for seafood. Yeah, just because it's so variant.
Wow.
There's so much different stuff you can have. I do like crabs.
Crab.
Yeah. I mean, the beard isn't just for show. I do like a lot of fish.
Ooh. Now, do you guys have like crab boils? Do you guys do that kind of stuff? Like,
you know what? No, but when I went, and this is going to make me sound again incredibly like a rube, like like an absolute loser. But like I've been to Vegas a few times just for work. And we don't have really nice crab places. And I went to like Bubba Gump's, which has got to be like the worst place ever. Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. It's got to be an absolute dive. Yeah. Like it's like the equivalent of you coming over here and said, "Oh, I had a really nice proper English meal. I went to a Weatherspoons," and that won't mean much to you. But a Weatherspoons is a shit chain pub. It's rubbish. But anyway, I had some like a massive like pile, like bucket of crab's legs.
Ooh.
And I was like, this is nice. But we don't
live in.
Yeah, we don't have that kind of place. I'm sure we have them in London, but I don't live in London. So where I live, the little rubbishy part of the world I live, we don't have nice places like that.
Gotcha. Yeah, we have a few. Florida being, coastal, we have some seafood stuff like that. And oh man, I love a good crab boil. I don't eat enough crab. I should eat more crab. Or shrimp.
You know what?
I do love shrimp.
I had again the Bubba Gum experience. I had so much crab in a sitting once that I don't know if anyone experiences this, but when I went to the toilet later, this is getting a bit weird. When I went to the toilet later, it smelled like crab. Wow. Just like crab, pure crab.
Huh.
It was the weirdest experience of my life. It smelled nice. Weird.
It smelled
Everything
nice?
smelled.
Oh wow!
It smelled like crab. It smelled like sweet crab. I'm not gonna lie.
So
it was.
You would say that your crap smelled like crab.
It was a crab.
Yeah. Classic.
It was a weird experience. It was very weird, but I was just like, that's unusual.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah. So that's the kill team news.
Yep. And when we talk about crabs, hold on, let's just go back here. Do you some people like suck the head juice out from like the cranium juice? Do you do that?
Yeah. I've eaten an entire crab.
Really?
Which you don't normally get.
A soft shell?
Yeah. No hard. Yeah, soft shell. in the Northeast, we get a lot of seafood in the Northeast where I'm from. So I've eaten a lot of crab in my time. But we had recently like a seafood buffet here with like oysters, shrimp, a bit of lobster. But it came with a full crab, not a dressed crab. So it had like all the organs in it.
Oh, wow.
So you basically eat an entire crab and all its.
Oh man, see, that might be too much for me.
It wasn't great. like I ate it all because I'm the kind of person that eats everything that's put in front of them. I don't think I dislike any. I mean, I prefer not to eat like aubergines, but I'll still eat them if they're on the plate.
Okay.
I just would prefer the stuff. But yeah, it wasn't great. A dressed crab, which is basically all the nicest bits of meat in a crab, is what you want, really. But yeah, I've had a full. The problem is I didn't realize I was eating lung or whatever, book lung, whatever, like intestinal tract we had in this crab until I was eating it. And I was like, oh, this is weird. This is definitely organ. You know what I mean? And I'm like,
yeah.
Interesting, but it wasn't terrible. It was all right.
Yeah, I respect people who eat the whole thing. Yeah, I like the whole no waste, but yeah, I'm not an organ man. Not an organ
I'm
man.
I know we probably should get to kill team, but I'm gonna end the food chat, or maybe not. But we'll see how it goes. But I once had an interesting thing. I was in like near Rhys's neck of the woods. I was in Indonesia, and I had smashed fish brains.
Man of the world! You've been to Vegas, Indonesia. You're a man of the world.
Just those two places. So, yeah, I've been to Russia as well.
Really?
Well, Europe's very close as well, so I've been a lot of places.
That is true.
But
yeah,
we had like smashed fish brain that was rolled into like leaves, and it was like cheese strings. It was basically a cheese string of fish brain.
Huh.
It was interesting. I'm not going to say it was nice, but it was interesting.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've eaten monkey brain before. Didn't love it.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah. Eaten monkey
like
brain.
was it like that scene in Indiana Jones?
No.
Was there an Indian prince, an Indian boy prince?
Not quite. Maybe it was pig brain. I've had some kind of brain.
I've eaten nondescript mammal brain. I couldn't tell you if it was a primate or some sort of pig, but
you know what else was surprisingly good in where is it? It was either in the Philippines or Vietnam, I think. But I ate an iguana.
Oh, I think that would be tasty.
It was very much like chicken, not to be cliche. But it was actually like, wow, this is surprisingly good, but just trippy because they bring it out. It's like this giant lizard, but it's actually pretty good.
I mean, I think I've had frog, and that just tasted like chicken.
Yeah, frog.
It was in a French restaurant. I had frog. I think I had snail, escargot as well.
You went all in on escargot.
I wasn't a fan. You know what? I don't think I'd eat a slug. Just because I don't like slugs.
I draw the line at snails.
I have eaten a pulped fish brain, but you know what it is? I don't know what it is. A snail seems classy.
I don't know what it is, but a slug just doesn't sound appetizing. I don't know. Maybe I'm the weird guy here, but it doesn't sound appetizing.
Slug is just, I don't know. It's just because
even the name is gross.
Slug. Oh god.
Slug.
No, I don't think I could ever. I think after that Harry Potter scene where Ron's vomiting them up as well.
Oh yeah,
it's just like that's the only way they should come.
Right,
really,
is out
of you.
Yeah,
but yeah, not good. Not good.
Anyways, I guess.
Yeah, so we've covered some Kill Team news.
Uh-huh.
Have you been painting any new minis? Have you been? I know you said you've been very busy, so you haven't been hobbying that much.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to. Anything I've done has just been more Red Corsairs, more chaos guys.
Nice.
I just love them so much, and I just keep going. You know what I did the other day, and this is another shout out just to keep our shout out quota. Is my good bud, my very good bud, who also, by the way, won the Intercessor Challenge. Drew B.
Oh, Drew. Yeah, the terrain Drew.
Yeah, his name on Instagram is Drew B. Also, his name is Andrew K. He is a incredible kill team player and does very well tournaments. But he's been telling me about Tzeentch, full Tzeentch legionaries, and I just you and me both are on the Nurgle train. And so I really like the Nurgles, but I tried all Tzeentch team the other day against Vetguard on Into the Dark, and man, that 4-up invuln was pretty.
Is that
nice.
what you play? Is that your equivalent of like mutagenic flesh. You're playing
because you get that, you get a 4-up invuln, and then there's another one where when you roll your saves, if you roll a crit save, you can turn a fail save into a success, which is really strong as well. And
as long as you roll a crit save, though, so you got to roll a 6.
So it is, but I mean,
on
it's like
3 dice,
right? But
is that
here's
the
thing,
built-in one?
But you're always the built-in one is lethal 5 on 1 dice every shooting attack, which is not as good as the Nurgle thing, in my opinion. What is the Nurgle thing? The
Nurgle thing is if you get 1 save, you can turn it into a crit.
Yeah,
which is really good,
really strong. I love it. But
I've heard the Khorne one's meant to be pretty decent. Like people run Khorne. I don't know what their rules are.
I just don't know why people run Khorne other than fluff reasons. What
about Into the Dark?
I just don't see it. They're already killing
Into the
enough.
Dark.
Why do you
with
need
a
them
butcher?
more killing?
What does the Khorne thing do again? Do you know?
In melee, if you don't roll a crit, you can select 1 successful hit as a crit.
Okay, so it's kind of like the attack equivalent of the disgusting vigor, the defense ability. Okay.
But they're already killing enough. I don't think it's worth it.
I think it's because if you're taking people like the butcher and you definitely, they don't have like lethal 5 up. He's like, you need a 6,
right? Yeah.
But on a 6, Reap goes off, and if you really need Reap to go off,
right,
it's a way of making sure they get it.
Sure.
I don't know. I like, you know what? Part of me feels like Legionaries is a great team. I love Legionaries. I'm building all the Legionary lists, but it feels like it's ill suited to Khorne, because you got the Warp Fire Acolyte, because that works for Thousand Suns. Obviously, it works for Plague Bearers, Nurgle. It works for them. It works for Slaanesh, Emperor's Children. Like, it just doesn't feel like it works for Khorne. Like they wouldn't have a Psyker.
Maybe you could kit bash up like a blood something, like a blood.
Just say blood a couple more times.
A blood.
A blood.
A blood. Yeah, blood. A
blooded.
Ooh, like a blood sacrificer, or like a blood.
A skull blooder.
Yeah, there you go. A skull blooder. That's one of the new models.
Sounds too close to
actually.
skull bladder.
Yeah. Well, skull bladder is one of the new Khorne models they released. I don't know if you saw it.
100%.
Yeah. How about those new Khorne models, by the way? Oh, did you talk about that with Rhys?
We did talk about them, which means you are prohibited from talking about them.
I think they're great.
You're not allowed to.
Oh man, bummer.
Unfortunately, it's gone.
Can't wait. I'm gonna.
They do look great though.
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
Yes. Yeah. Basically, that we decided that we really liked the Eightfold guys, but we're less keen on the Exalted ones, which were like the Uber ones, which basically is just another flavor of Possessed, which I don't think we need. But the normal dudes were amazing.
Yeah, the normal kit is like the Assault Intercessors of Chaos.
Yes,
and, with like the bear 100%. Arms and I agree. The Eightfold is cooler than like the Possessed ones. I agree.
Yeah, I really like the guy in Juggernaut, even though I've got no use for him. I like a Juggernaut.
Is that the guy riding a beast?
Riding a Juggernaut.
It's called a Juggernaut.
Yeah, that's a Juggernaut. Juggernauts of Khorne, obviously. I am going to say this.
Okay.
Yeah, because I mentioned it in the other one. But I know you probably haven't read the book. Have you read much of the Siege of Terror?
I have read 0% of the Siege of Terror.
I'm going to tell you something.
Okay.
And I want to gauge your reaction, because I was slightly offended when they came into this bit of lore. So let's roll it.
What you got there, buddy? Let's take a look. Don't be scared, it's just your new favorite book. Ben's Book Club.
So technically we're now in Ben's Book Club because we're talking about literature.
Nice. This is hold on. Or this could be Russ's reading club.
Don't do us another logo.
Don't act like that's good. Don't act like that's not good. Off the dome, that's great.
That was right off the top. Yeah, Russ's reading list. Russ's reading room. No. But yeah, so in the new book, Siege of Terror, they go into like the backstory a bit more into the Blood Angels, which is very cool. I realized I was missing that. I was like, oh, I wonder if we'll hear more about the Blood Angels and how they were formed. But you do, which is great. They also do the World Eaters, also very cool.
Yeah.
Love the World Eaters. However,
blood
for the Blood God, skulls for the Skull Throne.
Mm-hmm.
Great little saying.
Yep.
In this, they say,
oh no,
I think it's Kargost says, yeah, blood for the Emperor, skulls for the Terran throne.
Why?
Yes,
Why?
exactly.
Why
Why
would
the
you do
hell did
that?
they cheapen it? They're basically saying, oh, they had this little phrase that was rubbish, by the way. Blood for the Emperor, skulls for the Terran throne.
Oh my
Rubbish.
God.
Anyway, it's something like that. Anyway, they're trying to say they had this little phrase going that they used to say, and they decided after they became blood crazed maniacs to then change that because it didn't sound cool anymore. And now they're going blood for the Blood God, skulls for the Skull Throne. It was clearly written
You know what this
as
is?
blood for the Blood God.
Yeah, this is like when you watch like some of the new Star Wars, and it's like, all right, we're gonna tell you how Han Solo got his gun and all this kind of stuff. It's like,
and
we
it's
don't need
just
to know
like,
this. Don't ruin it. Don't
yeah,
ruin
it
it.
felt
That's
like
the
it
same
was a
thing.
proper ruining moment. That was like,
Yeah.
that was
Blood
just a
for
little
the
bit.
Emperor,
Yeah.
skulls for the Terran throne.
It was something like that, and it was just like I heard it, and I went,
you like threw
like
up
someone
in
had
your
just
mouth.
farted
Yeah.
in my face, and I was just like, what the?
Yeah.
Who's doing this?
Yeah.
But
Blood for the Blood God, skulls for the Skull Throne is so good. It works.
It's so good. Yeah. Yeah. I was just a little bit insulted. I was a bit like,
I agree.
You know what, writer? Fuck you. How dare you?
Slag off. Yeah.
Yeah. I was just a bit like, whatever.
Bit much.
But now I've now complained about this to Rhys and you
me.
separately in the
now?
podcast. So if you're listening, you've heard this twice. You've heard my rage. So I apologize.
No, that's
I
good.
feel better now that it's out there. I'm glad that your response was the same because Rhys had already heard it because he's reading the same book as I am at the moment.
Have we got to has Sanguinius and the Emperor and what's the big bad?
I'm confused what you're talking about.
Had their confrontation yet where Sanguinius dies?
Wow, spoilers.
Oh
Dude.
No. Oh boy. Never mind.
What?
Have they gotten to that point in the books yet?
No, they're not gotten to that bit yet. I don't know. Well, I've not finished the book, but I don't know if that happens in this book. It doesn't feel like that's going to be this one.
I haven't heard about it, so I don't think so.
It feels like this is they're ramping up to a battle between the World Eaters and
the Blood Angels.
The Blood Angels. So they're basically coming up to the.
You know what I say? Too much red.
Sorry.
Well,
technically
actually, they're white and blue. Never mind.
They're white and blue in these times.
Which is a dumb color scheme, by the way.
Which the Revenants, which I believe were the Blood Angels' previous chapter, used to be grey. So they're basically swapped.
Yeah, and they were a mess, right? The Blood Angels were a mess before Sanguinius, yeah?
Yeah, they were they're basically 8 people. 8 people. So the Revenants used to eat each other's flesh when they died and then kind of take on their weird personalities.
Yeah.
So their leader, I forget his name, but he was basically reincarnated a bunch of times.
That's right, yeah.
Because a guy called Amit that's in this one, who's kind of like a callback to those days. I think I was pre-Dante. Although Dante's around apparently, isn't he? Because he's like one of the oldest space marines currently going.
Yeah, I've been getting them into Blood Angels a little bit, and
I do love Blood Angels.
They're pretty cool, man. They're pretty cool, and maybe Blood Angels is probably a little too on the nose for me, but I'm making an intercession squad right now of Lamenters.
Oh, nice.
And
Lamenters, cool.
Yeah, they're very cool, and I feel like
doing more yellow.
More yellow, man. I'm doing more yellow.
How are you tackling that crosshatch?
Yeah,
because I got that black and white.
Okay, I bought off of Pop Goes the Monkey. I bought some 3D printed shoulder pads that have the checker pattern built in, so I just have to color in the lines. And
that's big brain play. I like.
Yeah, I was like, because that was the one thing holding me back for the longest time.
Yeah.
But also, I don't know if Primaris really do the Lamenter thing. They just, I know it's like lore accurate. Not that I super care that Lamenters do now have some Primaris reinforcements. But Lamenters are supposed to be down and dirty and just doing the best they can. Yeah. Primaris just look too. That's my problem with Primaris all the time, is it just too clean. But I'm doing that. And I'm building them right now, and
that's very cool.
Because I gave away my Salamander intercession squad that I never finished to a buddy in Florida, and we exchanged some chaos bits. And
Oh, nice.
yeah, so I gave him all my salamanders.
Wow. A lament for the salamanders.
My poor babes.
I'm here all week.
My babes. Yeah, so Blood Angels are pretty rad. Sanguinius is just such a cool figure. Reading some of the heresy books made me just really love him.
He's very cool. It's been a fun read so far. Yeah, so I think they're gearing up to a crash between him and Angron.
Ooh.
I think they're kind of realizing that Horus is. I think this stage where it feels like he's won, and he's basically belaboring the point, and he's like the final insult. I feel like is I've not got to there yet, but I feel like they're building up to this. The final insult is that he's going to break the will of the Imperium by having Angron kill the angel at the last gate and be like, now you're done, and I've killed your the whole the most perfect Primarch in front of you and destroyed him with my beast, my
doesn't
my
Angron run away like a little baby boy?
I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure he
will.
Does.
And then Sanguinius has to kill like a giant Khorne demon or something.
Well, Angron's a demon at this stage, so I'm not sure that counts.
Oh, he is. He's a demon already. But
he's
he has
a bloodletter.
But
thirster.
He like runs away like a little baby or something, I thought. And then Sanguinius has to kill like some giant demon, I thought.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know either.
It might be that he's got that guy that he's fought a bunch. I keep forgetting his name though. He's like a Slanesh bloodthirster, which I thought when that came up, I was like,
odd, but very cool.
Yeah, I always thought I was like, oh, it's like a bloodthirster, but he's for Slanesh. I thought like they only sided with the specific gods.
Interesting.
But, you know that Forge World model where he's like spearing?
Yes.
Kabanda? Is it Kabanda?
It
could be Kabanda.
Names sound better when said with an authentic English accent.
Kabanda.
Do you mean Kabander? You know, it just doesn't have the same
Kabandar. It's a greater demon of oh no, hang on a sec. I think he is. He's a greater demon of the blood god Khorne.
Ah, you fool.
Oh, for some reason I thought he was with
Old Slaney? Old Slanesh?
Yeah, for some reason I thought he was with Slanesh. This is nuts. I feel like when they fought on Cygnus Prime, he was like a Slanesh, which is why I was like, oh, that's a bit odd.
Huh.
Maybe I'm just, well, clearly, I'm just wrong. If you are listening to this and you know if he ever was for Slanesh, I'd be very interested to know. Because I feel like he was, but obviously he's not. Unless he fought another one. I'm a dumb
silly
fool.
Boy. You silly boy.
You know what? I might briefly
just check it out. This is a very chill podcast.
For Slanesh.
The energy, I don't know what kind of energy you and Rhys had, but this is a very sedated, relaxed energy. I'm enjoying it, by the way. Not just I'm just noting it, not critiquing it.
Feels. You know what? I'm looking up bloodthirsters because apparently I'm going to say that I'm confident that there is at least one that fought him and was for Slanesh. It's obviously not Kabanda.
Call it a flesh thirster.
A flesh thirster. Oh my god. A thirst blooder.
Oh yeah, there
but
you
yeah,
go.
It's a thirst monster. We all know the real thirst monster.
Thirst for the Emperor.
Thirst for the thirst cup. No.
Thirst.
No, it's not going to be.
Thirst
for there's something there.
Thirst for the third. Okay, here we go. This is
going
to be
for the nipple rash.
No, here we go. Thirst for the thirst trap.
Gotcha.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
This could be a T-shirt. I'm just a T-shirt.
Thirst for the thirst trap.
And what's the second part?
What's the second one? Talcum powder for the rash. No. Talc for the nipple clamps.
Thirst for the thirst trap.
Talc for the nipple clamps. No. Thirst for the thirst trap.
You know what? Finish it in the comments. Thirst for the thirst trap. Something for the something.
For the thirst trap.
Can't think of Slanesh.
Yeah, Slanesh. Tentacle cocks for the
tentacles is good.
Yeah.
Thirst for the thirst trap. Tentacles for the... I don't know. Figure it out, guys.
Figure it out.
Figure it out.
We want a Khorne bloodthirster, but actually it's Slaanesh. And also, if that's happened, because I feel like it has.
I don't think it has.
I thought it was Kabanda. Oh, I lost connection, then reconnected.
Oh, dangerous.
Yeah, dangerous.
You know how demons be, man. Demons be loyal.
They be changeable. You know what? I think.
Did you say they be changeable? What did you say?
Changeable. You know what? I'm so sure that there's a bloodthirster of Slaanesh. I don't know why.
That would be cool. I would love that, but I just...
I feel so sure that it happened, but it doesn't feel like that would happen. Oh no, never mind. It said
close.
something about Tzeentch, but it said continually battling the demonic legions of Tzeentch. What a loser! I swear it was Kabanda, but he's Khorne. Oh, you know what? I've blatantly just got this wrong.
We
so
covered
there's
some
apparently
good
yeah,
kill
apparently
team
there's
news.
no bloodthirsters. We covered the competitive scene of Kill Team.
That was our
we
coverage.
also talked about aioli, crab shit.
Yep. Chimichurri,
which looks actually I'm about that. That looks nice. I like a green sauce.
Ooh, yeah, and it's very
like salsa verde.
Yeah, you would love it. Because you like it's not fermented, but you like strong flavors like that, right?
Yes,
yeah.
I like a gherkin.
Yeah, you'll love this. I'm still looking for some pickled eggs, by the way. I'm on the lookout.
Baby.
I want to try some.
You know what the best thing is? Pickled garlic. It's just just so good.
That's an interesting one. I'll have to try it though.
You like pickled onions, right?
I love a pickled onion.
Yeah, man, you like a pickled garlic.
Like a red pickled onion?
No, like a white one, like a silver skin.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, we boil or pickle the red onions over here.
I'm sure we pickle them as well, but you generally get the I think they call them silver skins, quite small onions, white onions.
Interesting. I don't know if we have those. We have shallots over here.
We have shallots, yeah.
Shallots.
Although we call them shallots.
Sorry.
Wow, shallots. I think it's the same difference. I don't think there's someone out there going, well, technically speaking. I can't remember if I told you. It was a while back when the pickled egg video came out, and there was a pickled pig's ear in a bar, and I was there with my I'm going to call him my brother-in-law just because it's easier, but they're not married. But he clocked me and he was like, "Please don't." So I was like, "Ooh, I could." No, I didn't. I respected his wishes. We were about to go for a meal.
I've eaten pig's ear before.
I knew you would have done. Well, you may or may not have eaten a pig's brain. So why would you stop there? Just kept going. Just kept going all the way to the snout, all the way to the trotters.
Yep. Have you seen that meme? I forget. It's like some football personality. He's like, I eat everything on the pig but the squeal.
Ben to the trotters Campbell. That's what he does.
Is that the
all
hooves?
The way.
Trotters, the hooves?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Trotters.
Oh, man. Well, that feels like a pod.
I think this is technically, this is about the same. I have to tell you because we read the review in the previous one.
Oh, yes. Please.
But do you know, this would be a real friendship test here, because if you don't, you're going to have to take some homework.
Oh, no.
Have you seen Big Trouble in Little China?
A long time ago, but yes, of course.
There you go. Okay. So someone in a review said, I'm just going to say that it's a Vasey classic in our family.
Okay.
We watch that over the holidays, Christmas period.
That.
It's we all get together. We have a big Chinese buffet and we watch Big Trouble in Little China just because we all love it as a film. John Carpenter is such a legend. Yeah. But there's someone said that when Ben laughs, it sounds like the villain from Big Trouble in Little China, which is David Lopan. Yeah, there it is.
That laugh?
Yeah,
that's my true laugh. I have two laughs. I have a deep laugh, which is like the warm up, and then it goes up to the high. Yeah. I can't help it. I can't help who I am.
Yeah.
Also very very self-conscious about Teenage Ben was incredibly self-conscious about my laugh. So Thank you for
Really?
thank you for calling that out,
Oh,
whoever that comment was.
yeah.
And
Thank you.
also you're right. So,
Yeah.
and if I could be compared to anybody, I'll,
David
sure,
Lopan.
bring it
Yeah.
on, bring it on.
The girl with green eyes. This is him putting a needle into his.
Ah,
Oh, it's such a good film.
I have to
Yeah,
watch
so
it again.
that's the pod.
Speaking
Thanks for coming.
speaking of
Oh,
films and Christmas,
yeah.
is A Christmas Story, is that a big movie over there, or is that maybe more of an American thing?
Christmas
You'll
story.
shoot your eye out. That one, the no,
No,
what?
I don't think I know that
It
one at
must be a
all.
very American thing. It's about a little boy who. Do you guys have BB guns over there? Did you grow up with BB guns?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like he wanted a Red Ryder BB gun, and so that's what one of the big things in the movie is. Yeah, shoot your eye out is a whole big part of it. But it's a
Oh wow,
Christmas movie.
83.
Yeah, but they're making a new one with the kid all grown up now as like an old man, and I don't quite know how I feel about it. But if you
It
haven't,
looks like a Lampoon, National Lampoon,
the old
based
National
on the
Lampoon's
poster.
Christmas Vacation is the perfect Christmas film.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah,
But this looks like looking at the video, which is there, not the video, the poster. It looks very much like yeah.
it's of that era. Yeah, for sure.
It definitely looks like it.
But anyways, never mind then. Never mind.
There you go. Looks good. But yeah, I've got no
No thoughts on the matter, huh?
strong feelings about them making a sequel to it.
Uh,
Are you pro or anti?
I'm anti. I'm anti.
Yeah.
I say let things
Let things
die
be.
at peace.
Yeah,
You know,
you know,
leave a good legacy.
Yeah, I have no idea why, and I know we're meant to be ending the pod, but fuck it. Rhys has because I'm not free to edit. Rhys is editing this one, so let's give him an absolute fucking nightmare to go with. So I get not annoyed because that's a bit hyperbole, but I why are they remaking like when they remade Lion King?
I haven't seen the remake.
No, I've not seen the remake, which is I guess is weird that I'm dissing it, but it's like
on principle, yes.
Just on principle, like how much money did it take to remake
Oh my god,
Lion King? Just can you not just re-release the original film in theaters so you get some money?
Right,
I'm guessing it's all about the money.
Oh, you make
And
so much money if you just
make another film. Like the amount of people who still love the original film who would go to see it in a big screen. And I just like, what are you doing in that film that's really progressing cinema? And I know it's not about that; it's about money. But surely the cost. I mean, obviously, but surely the cost of making the film versus just the
cast alone, huge names.
Like what
not
the
taking
hell?
Into account the CG and the animation.
And Aladdin wasn't. All I hear is that live action was just pants. Anyway.
Oh, I heard it was okay, possibly.
I don't know. I mean, but again,
what's your favorite movie, Russ?
Of all time?
Of all time. It's a hard question.
It might be North by Northwest.
Okay, wow. You are a real hipster, aren't you?
Or 12 Angry Men.
I haven't seen that one.
It's
I've heard of it,
I think it's based on a play. It's black and white. It's quite an old one. It's maybe a 60s. It's got like Jane Fonda's dad in it. And it's in it's basically Barbarella. I do like Jane Fonda. I mean, to be fair, she's still rocking it now, but like back in the day,
man, she's still looking great. Yeah,
damn right. But 12 Angry Men, it's about they're basically the 12 people on a jury where there's a crime that's committed, and it's about basically the entire film is them in the deliberation deciding if they think he's guilty or not. And it's an interesting one. Basically, it starts off with one person dissenting, Jane Fonda's dad, Henry Fonda. That's just it's Jane Fonda's dad. That's the best thing he did. The best thing he's produced is her. Oh, yeah, you're back. But anyway, it's great. It's a real good film. But yeah, North by Northwest. I do love Alfred Hitchcock films, and I do like a thriller. And that for me is one of the.
I'm not a horror guy, but I do love a thriller. I
like horror, but I don't. I've never Hereditary was great because it was actually quite good.
That was pretty. Yeah,
Midsummer. Right. Midsummer was a great one.
I haven't seen that one, but I know that it's very unsettling, is what I've heard. Yeah.
It's a great film. I like those kind of horror films where it's actually unsettling, whereas the the horror, like I don't really get scared by a horror film,
Right.
which I want to. I watch a horror to. I want to be a little
You
bit.
want to be scared. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to be. That's the whole point of it. To like
Right.
but I do love a thriller. I always love a thriller. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you? Have you got a favorite film?
I don't know if I do, man. Off the top of my head, I'm not sure. I can name
It's
some ones that I
hard.
like.
Yeah.
Not as cool as you stupid hipster with these black and white films, like cinema, true cinema, which
North
is
by
very
Northwest
cool.
is Technicolor, so
Right.
to be fair, that's the best color. But yeah,
I don't know. I can rattle off a few. I really like the college age Ben was a big fan of Reservoir Dogs.
oh yeah, it's a good
Tarantino.
one.
Also I like a family friendly movie called Secondhand Lions. Is a really really lovely one.
Not even heard of
It's
that.
got the kid, the I See Dead People kid.
Oh, Haley
Haley
Wilman
something,
Osment,
yeah.
something.
It's
Yeah,
got well, Bruce, Master Bruce. What? Which guy is that? Which Alfred is that?
Bruce,
Yeah.
you're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off.
Yeah. Some people just want to watch the world burn. Yeah,
Some
which
people just want to watch the world burn.
yeah, which
I've
Alfred is
forgotten
that?
his name immediately, even though we're doing the impression
He's
of
a
him.
legend. I can't think of his
Yeah.
name.
Oh
He's
my
in it.
god, I can't remember his name.
Yeah, it's a great little family movie.
Michael Caine.
Yeah,
My name
okay,
is
yeah.
Michael Caine.
Kind.
My
Yeah.
name is Michael Caine.
Yeah, he's in it. And
Oh, nice.
yeah, it's a good one. That's a fun family film. I don't know, off the top of my head. I'm not watching much many films ever since I had kids, just because now I get to watch a lot of the Wiggles, and
That's your entertainment.
yeah. Wiggles are pretty good
Crazy.
though. I like the Wiggles.
Yeah.
This we're going on too long. This is not good for us or Rhys or the listener. We should can this. I'm having a great time.
What?
The record.
I'm interested in how much of this Rhys actually cuts.
We'll see.
That for me, that's going to be the real, because this honestly, this entire podcast has just felt like a call with a mate. So I'm interested to see if Rhys is just like, well, if he's just like, I'm cutting 53 minutes of this 52 minutes, and just be like,
cuts me out completely.
just be like, you didn't actually talk about anything.
Or will he just phone it in? Because if I was him, I'd probably just phone it in and be like,
I would leave. If I was editing this, because I can't, because I'm too busy.
Right.
It sounds like I'm important. No, but like it just happens to be that I'm too busy. I've got time sensitive stuff, but I would just leave everything in
the pod on a regular basis. Yeah.
I would just be like, it's all in. Like I might as well do this. I'll just put them all in and just be like, unlucky. It's the entire thing, and just not check anything. just leave it in. Just like, if there's anything like this pause, that's just in. All that,
right,
leave everything. That'd be terrible, but interesting. Maybe.
It's an experiment.
Interesting to see how it. We've dubbed this episode Session 0. We're not quite in episode season 2 yet. This is the taster episode before we actually begin. But yeah,
very cool. Another good pause. Anyways,
this is Russ, an example of stuff that will be in.
Yeah. Russ, thank you for having me again. I feel like I've called into a radio show and you just let me keep talking for far too long.
Just go. I feel like we covered a little bit of Kill Team. Quite a lot of food. I feel like I'm pretty hungry. Yeah, right now. I'm hungry and I'm going to bed, which is not great. Thanks for that.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I'll be dribbling all over the pillow.
Dribbling those eggs.
Oh yeah. Oh no, pickle. Yeah, you need to get yourself some pickled garlic. It's not as strong as a pickled egg.
Really?
Like it's got a yeah.
Stronger.
I was disappointed.
Eggs?
I think that I've had them, but I can't confirm 100% that I've had a deviled egg.
I love deviled eggs. Amazing.
It feels like something I don't think I've ever disliked any egg that I've ever had.
How do you cook your breakfast eggs?
I like poached eggs.
Okay.
I like a nice poached egg, but I have them all different ways, if I'm honest. But I like a poached egg.
I'm a sunny side guy myself.
Oh, right. So fried egg.
Sure.
Do you not call them fried eggs? You just call them sunny side?
No, fried. Yeah, fried egg works. Yeah.
Do you know? Do you try poached eggs much?
Not too much. Although I do like them. I also like but before I would go poached, I would do a soft boiled with like a runny yolk.
I mean, the poach would obviously have a runny yolk, but but you got so much options for like the eggs
It's very
royale
different, right?
with a
Yeah.
bit of like salmon, or you could go like eggs Benedict with that
Eggs Benedict.
sauce. It all seems to be like, I'm going to use the famous egg dishes. All seem to agree that a poached egg is the best delivery system for an egg. And let's be fair, you're there for the yolk.
Right. It's
It's
all
like
yolk. It's all yolk.
you're just there for the yolk. And a poached
A
egg,
poached egg is the fanciest.
yeah, it feels
It's
like.
the
But you
most
can get a
formal.
pretty decent. I tell you what, I went through a stage of someone said that you had to, like, the best way to get the egg to stick together, because basically I used to do it cheap style before I got the actual thing that you can pour the egg in and poach it properly.
Oh, you
I
got a
basically
thing.
used to stir the water and crack an egg in and hope that it stayed together.
Yeah.
And it generally did. But like
Little bit
someone
of
said,
vinegar?
oh, yes.
Yeah.
Someone said put vinegar, and I was like, I had no idea if that's like if that helped it stick, but I
I've
tried
heard
it.
that,
But
yeah.
I heard that too. I couldn't. The eggs didn't taste bad. They didn't taste of vinegar.
Right. It would,
Plus, I
yeah.
like vinegar.
Me too. Benefit,
But
yeah.
you know the best thing? Just get one of those little silicone molds,
Uh-huh.
crack the egg in there, and then it's easy. Then
Makes
it's
sense.
perfect. A nice little sphere. But
Wow.
yeah.
As
So
God intended.
yeah. So we've talked about a lot of Khorne stuff.
Yep.
The best delivery system for eggs.
Yep. That's pretty important.
Competition. Technically, I think we've gone on longer than the section which Rhys was in. So
This will have to be
I'm
cut
now
down.
going to say that Rhys didn't turn up
That's
because
right, yeah.
we've now created more content
That's
than
how
him.
it works. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
So
better
if he-
content, but more of it.
Certainly not better content. Well, depends. I guess we'll find out.
I'm just guessing. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just guessing.
It's a solid guess. Yeah. This was a lot looser. It's been quite nice. It's been a very loose podcast this
I've
week.
been catching up. We haven't talked in
It's been a couple of weeks.
The only
We've
time
both
that
had
we
holidays.
speak is when we are, contractually obligated to do so on the podcast.
Yeah.
So it's been nice to catch up.
It has. But
With that, I hear my children.
I can hear screaming in the background.
Yeah, that is my signal to go.
That is your alarm.
Yep. That's
your
my
personal alarm.
my bat signal. Yep. Okay.
All right, man. Well,
all right. Farewell.
Yeah, I was just about to sign off as if this is like a call. I was like, all right, dude, I'll catch you later. Bye. But I guess this has been Ben. The groundhog has risen.
Ooh.
Ben from Battle Brother Tabletop.
That's me. And joined by my great friend Russ from GFN Gaming, the ever consistent, always consistent.
I mean, you're saying this in like a month in which I've only released one video.
It was a good video though. And by the way, I will publicly apologize for not giving you the the voice.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
You asked, and then I'm bad. If I don't have deadlines, I'm pretty worthless.
I know. It was a bit sloppy because I was in the middle of prepping for housework, so I didn't. But I just kind of basically threw a couple. I threw a couple of feelers out, and then I just kind of edited in the background, and then I left it for a while, and I was like, oh, I should probably post this video. I've had it for like a while. Yeah, and then I just put it up. I was like,
I was excited to reprise my role of guy who died in the first turn. And
I think he died in the second turn in this one.
Yeah, well, it didn't last long this time either.
No, he didn't last long.
Yeah, but I was excited to reprise my role, but that's on me. That's on me.
I'll happily have you as another character in the narrative journey.
I'd be delighted. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm gonna press the stop recording button.
Oh, we need to download, don't we?
I guess that's true. But I stop first, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
So there it is. Well, I'm not quite sure what it was or is, but it was an episode. There was definitely some kill team stuff in there. Next week, we're going to do our best to make sure that we are all in the one place at the one time. But hey, this was just something a little bit different, just a little bit of a tasting platter of what's on offer from all the different hosts of Kill Team Casuals. As always, a huge thank you to all our supporters, followers, subscribers across the 3 channels, Battle Brothers Tabletop, GFN Gaming, and Threes to Wound. And of course, make sure you do subscribe to the Casual Wargaming YouTube as well. We're still trying to grow that audience, so let's make sure we get as many people subscribed. If you dig the show, little things like that go a long way. And to our biggest supporters, a huge thank you to our Patreons, and I'm going to name them right now because what could possibly go wrong? Thanks to Kill Team Ken, Roscoe88, Justin Kung, TS Freebooter, Vulture B, Average Joe 27, Kill Team Cascadia, Craig F. Lincoln, George, Alan Chapman, Hilux, Swanky Mick Mofo, Stooge Co, Admiral Rudy, Michael Richards, Gordon Ballantyne, Dave B, G, that's right, just the letter, Ayo Adrian, Stormel, Lee vs. World, Brady, Christopher the Leper, get well soon, and Jack Whittingham. Make sure if you're not already a member of the Patreon, it goes a huge way to helping support the show. We've got some big things coming up. We've got some things in the work that those patrons are going to get the first access to. So if you haven't already jumped on board, make sure you do get in there early because we've got some pretty cool stuff coming up. In the meantime, enjoy your wargaming.